My name is Deanna Erdman. I'm with Baylor College of Medicine. Defending Against Microbes is the 9th activity in a unit entitled The Science of Microbes. And of course, the activity is aligned with the national standards. Now, in this activity, students will identify ways in which the body system protects us against the variety of microbes out there that are harmful. Once again, with materials are very simple in this activity. You need a germ defense article and a crossword puzzle and some highlighters or colored pens. Safety considerations, nothing unusual in this, but once again, it's always a good idea for students to think about that. So, if microbes are everywhere, why aren't we sick all the time? Which is a good question for students. And I think that one of the things they're going to find in this article is that that sometimes it can depend on the opportunity or the condition that the microbe is found in. So the first thing that you'll want them to do is to read the article, highlight new words, and then also you may encourage them to search the internet, look at the National Institutes of Health, the CDC, and look for additional information about safety, about prevention of disease, and discuss that as a class. So once the article is read, the students and they've highlighted their key important words, then have a class discussion. Answer questions that have come up, and this is something that everybody's familiar with, so the students are going to have lots of stories to tell you, lots of questions, and of course you're not going to know all the answers to that. No one can. But it's a good class discussion and a good opportunity to say, how could we find that out? What additional research could we do? And follow up on that. Then, once you've had your discussion, then see if the students can complete the crossword puzzle. After the completion of the crossword puzzle, you'll want to review the answers. That's always a good follow-up. Many times we get in a rush and we assume that students, we've talked about it before and they've done a little activity like a crossword puzzle and we assume that they have it. But it's a good idea to go back and then really review and make sure that students understand the gist of what you were trying to get across there. It's important for them to understand that in our body that we have 3 levels of defense. And I'm sure that most students would totally take it for granted, the importance of the skin, the mucous membranes, various secretions like tears and saliva, coughing. All of those are barriers to microbes. If they doubt the importance of the skin, just think about what happens if they get a little tiny cut. Immediately they're afraid of infection. They need to use some kind of antiseptic to clean it off and protect it from outside microbes. Then within the body, the white blood cells are able to actually take in the foreign proteins that are represented by the microbes. And the body is able to produce specialized antibodies that are in response to these microbial invaders. Now, this ability to form antibodies is what allows the body, in some instances, for us to introduce a man-made product, a vaccine. And unfortunately, we don't have vaccines for everything, but we do have vaccines for a number of different kinds of diseases. Measles, mumps, chickenpox are just a few. The seasonal flu, lately in the news, the H1n1 Virus has made a lot of headlines, and there's a vaccine to help with protecting you ahead of time. And how does that work? Well, it's a man-made concoction of dead or weakened microbes that what it does is it stimulates your own immune system to produce those antibodies against that specific kind of microbe, so that if the real thing does enter the body, it's able to get a jump start and defeat that before it gets too much of a foothold in the body. And now, along with the immune system, sometimes our immune system actually can just be overactive, and that's the case of autoimmune disorders. So in an autoimmune disorder, the body starts having a problem recognizing the difference between its own tissues and the protein of other kinds of organisms. and so it begins to actually attack your own body and destroy tissues. Lupus, rheumatoid arthritis are examples of autoimmune diseases. Sometimes the body responds to something like pollen or pet dander and treats it as if it's an invader. And a lot of the ill effects that we feel when we do have some sort of a microbe come from our body trying to get rid of it. It's raising the temperature, trying to put the microbe in a condition where it doesn't grow as well, that allows your body to get a better hold on it. It may be coughing, producing a lot of mucus, trying to trap these different supposed microbes. But in some case, our body is just overactive. It has an overactive immune system, and those are the kinds of things that we call allergies. It's pretty remarkable, our body's immune system, when you consider how many microbes that we have that naturally occur in and on our body that are not harmful and that don't stimulate the immune system. So it's a pretty remarkable system and a complicated system. There's lots more that you can do with this if students want to get into it, and some additional research that they can do on the internet. As an extension to this activity, you may want students to do some presentations on the work of Louis Pasteur, Edward Jenner, or more modern day researchers, maybe the quest to find a vaccine or some sort of protection against HIV. And there's a number of video clips that are available out on the web. Once again, there's a PDF of this lesson available with this activity, and I think your students will enjoy it. Thank you.